You know what? No game is perfect, and all games go through tough times in development, but you know what? 343 have shown us that they are capable of some damn incredible stuff. But this isn't just another sequel to Halo 4 and 5 and so on, it's truly turning out to be a modernized take on Halo's roots, because there are some reasons you've probably not even thought about just yet, whether it's the big picture or just the subtle things that 343 have done to prove they understand Halo. So, let me explain.
Ultimate Halo.
Hey up lads and lasses, Fletch here from Ultimate Halo. If you want to hit that subscribe button, that would help a lot because I'm leaving my job in December to do this full time, and yeah, it's crazy, I know. So that would mean a lot. And also, I'm replaying all the Halo games on Legendary on my Twitch in the link in the description below. So if you want to come hang out, talk Halo, that would be awesome, as well as my Discord, also in the description as well. So first of all, we have 343's understanding of Halo's thematic intent. Deliver hope, become, believe. All taglines Halo Infinite is using from other Halo games or creating for this one to evoke a feeling, but underneath all of that, they're being used to take you back to the days of Halo 1, when you were humanity's last hope and the game wanted you to know it. But of course, Jen Taylor, in her excellent narration of this trailer, does an amazing job of conveying this, but it's actually what you're seeing on screen and how Chief is portrayed that actually drives home that you are the last hope, you are the hero, and you are the only person who can stop the Banished, the Harbinger, and Cortana. So let me show you an important clip for this.
Possible odds. Arrow at the top line. Chief, is that you?
You're safe now.
To some, that might seem small, insignificant, and to the naked eye, it's just a natural bit of dialogue. But in the classic Halos, you'd walk past a Marine and they'd question if it was really you. Is that actually the Master Chief? They'd be in awe, and this example here is the perfect example of giving the player agency, but genuinely making you feel like you are the person for the job. Whereas previous 343 titles, there'd been a lot less of this, with the exception of certain missions, perhaps when you're in the hangar bay in Halo 4. And then all of this is exemplified in the entirety of this trailer because the Chief is the one making the action happen, pulling at all the strings. So 343 are showing that they understand the underlying themes that make Halo, and they are now spelling it out for you so that you know they mean it when they're saying they are making a spiritual remake of Halo. Next up is how you interact with the world of Zeta Halo, because for too long, Halo had been growing stale in my opinion, as encounters were becoming more and more linear, and whilst Halo does have room for linear missions, Halo 1, 2 and 3 all have them, its more memorable moments are where the player took control to navigate the world that they wanted. Halo Infinite has shown us once and for all that 343 are digging deep to bring an experience that is open and entertaining. We've already seen how they've paid homage to when they exit the Banshee, they skewer the one below, and then skyjack the other Banshee with a grapple. That was some serious Mint Blitz style stuff right there, and player freedom is going to be back as a key pillar of the franchise. And whilst Halo 5 was a solid shooter in its own right, it focuses too much on how can it make the player stronger, rather than how can we give the player the tools and an interesting environment to provide different scenarios each and every time. 343 have also expressed this before. If you want to use camo and sneak up on a base, do it. Do you want to just fly over and rain hell from above? Just do it. Or do you want to walk through the front door and show absolutely no mercy? You've got the idea, just do it. So fundamentally, this is Halo's core gameplay but modernized, and core gameplay doesn't necessarily mean no sprint, no new abilities, it means allowing you to have the choice in how you interact with the environment and those within it. Now we move on to the cast of Halo Infinite. Now can you tell me what's quite remarkable about what this game's focus is compared to recent titles? No? Well, there's significantly less characters on screen from what we've seen thus far, and that is nothing but a good thing. You see, Halo's in a position now where a new generation is coming into the mix, as well as old fans wanting to dip their toes in for the first time in a long time. I've had many a discussion with people who used to play back in the day, but they fell out of the loop after Halo 3 or Reach and don't have the slightest clue about what's going on in the story now. 343 are cleverly using this to their advantage. They want you to pick up the pieces and have this as a jumping on point for the franchise. This is part of the mystery of unwrapping Halo's story. What exactly did Cortana do? Who is the Harbinger? What exactly is so different about this Halo ring compared to the many others I've ventured on over the years? So having less characters, 343 are acknowledging that they've maybe gone a little bit overboard too many times by writing too many characters in, whilst others seem to fade into the background and you have to read the books, let's say for example, to understand it. And whilst this is a sacrifice to an extent, it's well worth it. The Banished, Chief, the Weapon, Cortana, and the Pilot, as well as the Harbinger, seem to be the key spinning points for this story, and I'm sure we'll also meet many other interesting characters along the way, but for now, less is absolutely more. Next, I'd be remiss if I didn't explain that 343 are absolutely, positively, and categorically nailing the music of this game. Hot damn. But sometimes, especially to those who aren't musically inclined, it's hard to explain what exactly makes Halo's music so good without going into depth about musical language and theory. But thankfully, there is a part of this trailer I want you to listen to very carefully, and I'm going to tell you why exactly this music is so good.
Are not the future.
Exploring this vast and fractured world will put Spartan 117 to the ultimate test. But where there is courage, there is hope. Welcome to the new era of Halo.
So, what I want to explain about this song is that there is a degree of epicness and attitude within the drums, but the dramatic strings add agency to the music, whilst the building choir adds a level of progression and almost hope at the same time. So for that song in particular, for example, it does make me feel like a badass and it gets me pumped every time I watch it. Of course, we can talk all day about the music we've heard from the flights, in the trailers, on YouTube, but 343 have taken the musical language of the originals and developed it by really hammering down on the musical and the thematical motifs that make Halo's music so identifiable, and truth be told, it's been nothing but incredible. Last but certainly not least, I want to lighten up this last pick and not have it as much as a serious deep dive and analytical point like the rest, but it actually feels like Halo is getting its sense of humour back. Initially, my point with this was the Cortana referencing Craig when she pretty much directly but indirectly mentions him in the trailer. Have a look.
Master Chief will take on returning favorites and surprising new threats.
And I love this part. I think it was very clever, and I think just a really self-aware from 343 that fans genuinely love Craig. He's now a part of the Halo community. But that's not necessarily what I was getting at. It's actually how Chief saves the group of Marines and then proceeds to drive off the edge of a damn cliff. It's how Chief says this tongue-in-cheek line to make you feel like a badass.
If you like that kind of thing.
Oh, I like it.
Or just how he's very straight up with the weapon about this brute coming down in the elevator.
Incoming.
But what if it's a friend?
It isn't.
Halo hasn't ever been overly serious as a video game, but that's what makes the emotional segments so effective due to the juxtaposition it creates. So I'm glad it's now coming back and how I remember Halo to be back in the day. So let me know what you guys think. What do you think 343 has got right with Halo Infinite? What's your favourite part of this campaign trailer? Once again, I'd love to see you all on Twitch. My name is Jack Fletcher, and I will see you next time on the one and the only Ultimate Halo.
Subscribe now to Ultimate Halo for more unfriggin' believable Halo content.